rest of the team you've taken into the field.
Which is actually a really good thing to do that strikes a real balance. If you take the same people into the field all the time, which I more or less do, then you're not going to, they're not going to gain experience. They're going to gain a lot of experience and the other people don't. It's not the way. It's everyone has an experience all. But we'll get there in a second when we head to the training field.
You can swap out members without the worry of losing the benefit of their experience. Trust in your own judgment and pick a team you know you can work well with.
Oh, I just did.
That should be enough to get you started. You can figure out the rest as you go.
Wow. Squad leader's a lot of responsibility.
You think?
Come to think of it, Faldio's heading up Squad 1, isn't he? I wonder if he's off sorting through this stuff now, too. I'd better get a move on.
Alright, so, training field. Oh god, the drill sergeant here.
Welcome to your worst nightmare. I'm the guy who's gonna whip you lazy blobs into shape.
This guy is hysterical. He's not as extreme as the, what's his name? Arlie Ermy, but it's what he reminds me of it, though. It's so funny, though. It's kind of like a PG version of Arlie Ermy.
Still, I can't work miracles here. No amount of drilling beats real combat experience. I want you all to go out there, kick some imptail, and then show me what you learned. I will train that experience into something you can actually use. Level you bums up.
That's very meta.
But don't go trying to hog all the glory. A squad's a team, and we got no need for stars.
Unfortunately, this team has many stars.
You will train as a class and level up by class. Scout level 2, Scout level 3. You get it? When the scouts level up, that means each and every one of them goes up that level. You hear me, maggots? Any of you think he's better than the rest of the team, go home now!
Except your hometown's probably already overrun, so that's kind of not a possibility, really, dude?
Alright. Now I'll show you lowlifes how this whole thing actually works.
Oh, thankfully, finally
It
getting
ain't
to the point.
complicated. First you go out there and fight, then divvy up that experience here. Once the experience you cram into a soldier class clears a set amount, it'll level up. Picking which class to level up and when is your job as the squad leader. Train all you want. I've got all day.
Does he really yell like that all day long? I think it hurt his voice after a while. Alright, whatever. So, what I usually do is I usually just give a little bit to everyone. I usually try to keep everyone more or less even. The big thing, though, is that at level 10, everybody gains a new skills, a new ability slash skill set slash equipment usage. Clearance for a higher level of training, whatever you want to call it. The scouts at level 10 get the grenade that can be launched from their rifle, which is very useful and is needed before you get to 1,000, which is a good ways away, but you definitely want to get them up as soon as possible. Past that, I think the shock troopers get a flamethrower at level 10. Is that what happens? I can't remember, honestly, the specific. It's funny because I know a lot of the missions, but a lot of the very detailed specifics I forget about. But either which way, everyone's about to go to level 2.
Bite the bullet! No pain, no gain! Good work, maggots! You're one level closer to human. Looks like that session beat a new potential out
Oh
of the
my god,
Lancers.
I forgot about that. Okay, that looks like that session beat a new potential out of the Lancers. The potentials are, like I said, what I saw before, between, sometimes it's a bad thing, sometimes it's a good thing, but it's like, it's what I showed beforehand. But the thing that really always made me laugh was how he said he beat a new potential out of the Lancers. It's like, all I can imagine is this guy coming up to him with a Louisville Slugger and just fucking smashing him over the head. Bam! Bam! Learn something new! Yeah, oh, we beat a new potential out of the Lancers. That's all I can ever think about whenever he says that. It's funny as hell. I laugh every time. Oh, he beat it out of him. You learned something. Come on, that's so weird. That's gotta be a translation issue right there. That's gotta be. There's no way they actually said that in the Japanese. It's stuff like that I find funny. It's still hysterical. Anyway, Scout. At least up into level... You gotta keep it more... I keep it more or less even, more or less. But...
You're better than this! Push those limits!
I always like the sound effect that plays when they're leveling up too.
You're one level closer to
It's like, what the hell are you doing? Trying to squeeze out a giant dookie? Nobody knows. Anyway, potentials. They said they beat a new potential. Again, I see a K at left. Alright, so right here, Jan Walker. Again, to beat a new potential out. Oh, come on. Not what I want to hit. There we go. Again, pollen allergy, fancies men having men nearby. Ooh, yes, you are. The new one that was popped out is this one. When near a tank, they enjoy a heightened accuracy. The reason why Jan is so good is that when you unleash this one as well as these other three, there's another one that leads to like a potential double damage, and there's another one that leads to an additional damage as well. He's got like 3 super huge bonuses that lead to a heightened accuracy, and 2 more or something like that that leads to higher damage. He is overpowered because of that. As soon as they get it, and those all activate at the same time, there's different commands that you can issue that will heighten the chance for that to happen. And as soon as that... as soon as you let him loose, there's a mission later on when you fight Jaeger that is necessary. That makes the mission so much easier. But again, we'll get there when we get there. But this is the reason why Jan is so good. He's got Tank Killer. He's got a couple others. I forget the exact specific names to what it is, but he is really good. But that's what they're talking about when they say, you know, the potentials.
Got it? That's how training by class works. Now get out there and rack up some experience.
And again, you get experience and money by both competing in missions, and there's also a skirmishes tab where you can grind away. Any and all grinding I do will be off camera to an extent. Some of it I'll show, some of it I won't, but a lot of the times in between recording sessions I'll grind away.
Oh, and there's one more thing to add.
Oh goody, what do you have?
Sometimes leveling up a unit class will unlock
As we've already
a
seen.
potential in them. You can think of potentials.
You're not
as
just
the
going to
natural
unlock
abilities
a new
your soldiers
potential,
have inside them.
you're going to beat it out of them.
Those abilities will form a big part of your strength in the field, so keep them in mind. Other times, leveling up a class will earn you clearance for a new order. Here, as long as we're talking about it, I'll teach you a classic, a real golden oldie.
And again, this is what I was talking about with orders. As the commander, you can issue different orders to different units. Sometimes it's as simple as defend or, you know, boost an attack. I forget what this is, evade boost? It's evade boost. I remembered it this time. So evade boost, it orders one ally's evasion skills. It uses a command point in order to do it. Some orders require 2 or 3 in order to work, but as soon as they do go through, then it does help out, and in later missions becomes necessary. One of the things I think a lot of people tend to forget about is that they have orders to use. It's just another, you know, tool in the chest to use towards the strategy element of this game. It really does add a lot to the game, and I like it a lot. So learning more helps. By leveling up people, you also get more yourself. There's also a couple other ways to get new orders, but we'll get there when we get there.
Orders are special commands you can give out as the squad leader. They can save your tail.
That's actually the most true thing he said so far in this whole cutscene.
It doesn't take a genius to see that leveling up your soldiers is the best way to beef up your squad. The soldiers will get stronger, and you just might unlock new potentials and orders.
There's no you just might, you will. And they're all on a set schedule as to who gets what when, and I forget the exact specifics of it, but...
All that just from me working you sorry bums into the dirt. I just hope you maggots are ready for a real workout the next time I see you here.
Ooh, that sounds good. Oh my god, okay, so the R&D facility. Oh yes, this is special.
Welcome to R&D, man. What can I do you for? Huh? Wait, I know that insignia. You're Lieutenant Gunther, aren't you?
Oh, goody. Leon. This guy.
I knew it! Man, I've heard about you. That evacuation at Brule was just... wow!
It was an evacuation. What else is there to tell?
Protecting a tiny life in the middle of all that slaughter? Man, man!
Alrighty then. Take it back down a notch there.
Lieutenant, you're good people. You get all my respect and then some, bro.
Alright, sure thing, bro.
What's going on, Leon? I could hear you from clear across the hangar.
Oh, Casey, check it out! It's Lieutenant Gunther! He's the man, man!
If you say.
Sorry about him, Lieutenant. He's like this all the time, I'm afraid.
What's that, stoned and out of his mind and loud?
But where are my manners? I'm Kreese Cherney. I'm training here as a mechanic.
Oh, and I'm Leon Schmidt, but just call me Leon, bro. I'm your boy.
Oh, I have a boy now. Alrighty then.
So, Lieutenant Gunther, what brings you down to R&D today? We do work here on weapons development, making upgraded weapons and equipment.
Again, it's kind of strange to me that in wartime, the government doesn't spend its money to help the development of new weapons. No, instead it's each individual squad leader's responsibility to fund weapons development. It's, to me, a little strange. Definitely a video game type mechanic. But one thing I don't get is, does every squad get the benefit of having your researched and developed weapons? And in which case, shouldn't the other, with the sale of every one of these weapons, when a squad outfits a weapon that you help develop, shouldn't you get part of the, kickback on that, on the sale of those weapons? I mean, let's be honest here. For you to have to go out and earn the money up to develop your own weapons so that everyone gets the benefit is just a little weird to me.
And that includes rifles and machine guns. We can even soup up your tank. Of course, research expenses aren't cheap.
Yeah, like other things that aren't cheap.
With rifles and other firearms, we'll mass produce new models as they're developed. You won't have to worry about making enough for your squad. We'll outfit them.
For tanks, you can upgrade the baseline performance of the body itself, or develop optional parts that you can add on to tweak out its specs.
Right. You can choose which optional parts you want in the tank equipment section. Come in anytime and make adjustments based on the needs of the operation at hand.
Yada, 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 yada. Alrighty then. So, most everything has a, at least a level 1 upgrade you can do. Like, the scout rifles. Okay, so for a while, sometimes it's accuracy, sometimes it's damage. Then it comes to a point right here where it'll suddenly split off into 3 branches. One branch is accuracy, one branch is special damage, like, poison type bullets or something to the effect thereof. And then the other one is firepower. The raw firepower branch, which I can't remember which one's which, the firepower branch is ridiculous. By the end of this tree, whichever one it is for the firepower, they're pretty much carrying AR-15s. They're ludicrously overpowered. It's so good. And even the accuracy-based ones aren't even that bad, too. It's like hit or miss. The amount of damage they put out and the amount of bullets they fire is ridiculous. But that goes for all of them. We're gonna grab a lot of these.
All set for you, bro. It's done.
Thanks, bro. Alright, so firepower. Again, the same thing happens for this one. It splits off. More or less the same kind of tree segment going on here.
Here you go, bro. All done.
Thanks, bro.
Here you go, bro. All done.
Thanks, bro.
Whew, it's done. This one's perfect, bro.
Hey, you're the best, bro. Thanks, bro. Ooh, don't get that. Uniform. Some minor defense. It helps. It adds up later on.
All set for you, bro. It's done.
Thanks, bro. Yeah, it's definitely useful to come back here every single time.
Here you go, bro. All done.
You're the best, bro. Thanks, bro. Because it's random as to which one. I don't think it, you know, and now that I take that back, it's not random. Sometimes they're staggered as to which one gets upgraded to when, as to when the next model is available for you to spend money on for everyone's benefit. Is, you know, there's a set schedule. I forget what that schedule is, but after every major mission, it's always a good idea to come back here to check on it often. And again, that's all the weapons. And then down here is the Edelweiss upgrades. This is where you're going to sink money into. And it's also where a very fun quirk of the game comes into, because the body upgrades don't actually affect it, and they're permanent all the time. So you always do reinforced barrel.
Here you go, bro. All done.
Thanks, bro. This is where it starts to get really good. So, sight upgrade. But you'll see down there in the corner, down here in the center actually, it says there's armament, accuracy, and then block size. The block size, 1 by 1. This is where it gets really, like, you will spend so much brain power trying to figure out your tank setup. You're going to spend so much, it's going to cause you to stay up at night. It does me, because you have to really get creative with how you orient this. Because not only did you buy it, but now you have to apply thanks, bro. You have to apply the upgrade onto your tank itself, and it has only so much equipment slots. Early on in the game, as you can see, it is a 3x4 square. Later on, as you do more upgrades to the body, that changes. But for right now, you only have a 3x4. Now, the bulletproof visor is only a 1x1, so it takes up that one said square. Some upgrades are 2x1, some are 2x2, 2x3, you know. Some upgrades are bigger than others, and you have to weigh and balance and fit them all in, and they all do not fit. Later on, you do have to make the hard choices as to what goes where, and I really like that. It's a strategy, but off the battlefield, and it's great. It totally changes how the tank actually functions later on down the line, depending on what you put on it and when you put on it. And the other thing I like to put on it is I don't have enough money. Shit. The radiator upgrade it will be the next thing I get, because that will protect the blue glowing thing from the engine that is your weak point, which, yes, you have that as well. So, and it's just, we don't have enough money, no point in sitting here and thinking about it more.
Well, sir, was that helpful?
Very much so.
We're working here around the clock to make possible tomorrow what's out of reach today.
With, of course, my funding.
We'll do our best to have something useful for you by then.
They usually do. I forget what the upgrade schedule is as to when things unlock, and then you have to spend for it, but it definitely happens.
Yeah, you better come back soon, bro. I am all fired up to work on stuff for you.
If it helps you get out of bed, then so be it. Alright, back to book mode. Finally, they let us go. Yes, please. Oh my god, a new episode. Headquarters tab is now available. Headquarters is where we just were. Yada yada. Pretty self-explanatory. For the love of God, can I please save? That is an incredibly long sequence to go without saving, and you do not want to repeat that again. So, save. Definitely always save. Alright, and now we're going to get the briefing on it's the first real mission. Again, like I said, though, it does have the training wheels are still on, though it's the last one that we have the training wheels. So,
Welks. There you are. I've been looking for you.
Hey, Ace. How'd your enlistment go? No problems?
I registered as a tank pilot and mechanic.
and they promoted you straight up to this squad because, of course, you were smart enough to come equipped with a tank.
Maintaining and operating the Edelweiss will be my responsibility from now on. I think it's nice that we'll all be on the same squad together. I think so too.
So what are you up to now?
The tank's hangar space is just through here. I was just carrying some Ragnite fuel back. It's used to power the tank, and also for the turret-mounted cannon rounds.
guess I'm just more used to seeing it in street lamps and medical compounds.
Seems like everything is Ragnite powered these days. That stuff is everywhere. Not enough of it for some people, though. It's the source of a lot of conflict.
They say the Empire's invading only to get at all the Ragnite in Gallian soil.
Oh, that's right. I had something to give you, Welks.
What's this?
Father's flare gun. It was in the barn, but I thought you might have some use for it.
Another hand-me-down.
Wow, don't sound too excited.
I gave it a once-over. It might be old, but it's still serviceable.
I didn't mean... I just can't believe I'm a tank operator now.
Yeah, your comment really sounded like that's what you meant to say.
Thank you for this, Ace.
I'll do a spot check on the Edelweiss now, to make sure it's ready to go at any time. Alright, we'll get going for now then. See you later.
I'll cut to the chase. Here's your mission.
Alright.
The Great Vassal Bridge was just taken by the Empire. It's a key strategic position.
The Great Vassal Bridge?
It's a major drawbridge crossing the canal in Vassal, just outside the capital.
That bridge is a part of the central transit artery, leading into Randgreaves. Our mission is to take it back. The Empire has been running a blitz, with their shock troops outrunning their defense. Our 3rd Regiment will retake the bridge before defensive reinforcements can arrive.
Yeah, they said that they were doing that with their shock troops. I only wish I had that kind of, movement bar with the shock troopers. Then they would be really good, but in this case, they're just, eh.
How quaint. The militia holding a little strategy meeting of its own.
Oh my god, look at the freaking gut on this guy. He's about to have a heart attack.
How long were you planning on hiding out in here, Verrot?
My apologies, sir. We'll depart soon.
Whatever. They're just country mice.
This guy is a serious douchebag. I love it. She's about to give him one, though.
It's not like they'll be much help.
Oh, yeah, watch this.
More help, perhaps, than your army unit that couldn't hold the bridge in the first place.
Ooh, shots fired. Very political for her to squeeze that one in. Being an officer, she can't really actually tell him what she thinks.
Hey!
Regardless, Vassal remains a critical position. We'll reclaim it immediately.
Well, all good. See that you do.
Who was that?
General Damon, commander of the Central Forces.
Central Forces? That's the army branch the militia was folded into, right?
That's right. They say the general's an aristocrat. He looks down on the common militia.
That's very helpful.
That doesn't make any sense.
Right. Now that the war's begun, we all need to band together and fight to keep Gallia safe. Who cares at this point whether you're in the army or the militia? It's ridiculous.
True statement.
Gentlemen, let's return to the mission. We'll begin by taking back the western bank to gain a foothold for reclaiming the bridge.
And that's the mission that we're currently on.
Lieutenant Gunther, I'm assigning Squad 7 to this mission. It's your...
Yes, Captain.
Ah, shit, I hit the button, sorry.
The other squads are on patrol. Stay sharp and be ready to help take back the bridge. I'm counting on all of you out there. Now move out